And then in a twin, just like, well, kind of in the Bonanza I had, you get the gear up kind of early. In a twin, positive rate, gear comes up. Because if you I know there's some controversy, people listening, I get a lot of flack for this, but I rotate about 90 knots. The book says 84, which is right at BMCA, which is not good. If you lost an engine, you're in danger of rolling over on your back. If you wait till about 90, we've got some air going over the tail, so if you lost an engine, you're in good, okay. We rotate at 90, positive rate gear comes up, we're already past blue line. So if we lost an engine, then it's not as difficult, right? Because you got air going, you got some speed. And then, gear comes up, you're pitching to your V-bars, and then we're accelerating. We're already doing like 120.
Over traffic.
And then as soon as I feel safe, we shallow it out. Now, I'll shallow it out by hitting vertical speed.
527, short final, runway 3, Beaufort.
All right, as soon as he's clear, we're going. I say that. We're going as long as the runway's clear, right? I'm going to reset my fuel too. We got 166, which is those inboards. 194 is the full. Beaufort traffic, Baron 683 Delta Delta is going to be departing runway 8, be a left turn out, Beaufort. Let's get our lights on.
Landing.
Both of them, two of them. We got one on each thing. I'm going to turn off the air conditioner.
527's clearing runway 3 at Bravo. Air conditioner blower?
You can leave the blower on.
Okay.
All right, and your feet are on the floor, not dragging the brakes, right? I'm going to slide up just a little, just to...
I am. I can go down all the way. I don't mind.
Like I said, put your hand on the throttle, because you're going to be ready to abort. If anything happens prior to rotation, you chop them both of them.
JD, wherever you're comfortable at.
If it got squirrely, because we lost an engine, you just chop them both of them.
Yes, sir.
Get it out here nice and centered. All right, let's go. And you're going to do a rolling, Stu.
Okay.
So you can start easing them up, nice and even. They're looking good, a little more on the left. You can kind of feel it kind of pulling you, right? And now you're up against the governors, you can shove it fast. So get all of it now. Get all of it. I got your power set.
Power set.
Power's good, everything's in the green, there's 70 knots, and we're going to wait for about 90. It'll get light around 85.
And
there's 90, so start easing it back, let it fly off. We're a little heavy with fuel. Positive rate, tap the brakes, gear comes up.
And gear up.
Out, on, and then I'll get the lights off, and then we do yaw down.
Yeah.
And just pitch for your V-bars. I'm going to ease your props back to 25 a piece.
Navajo coming to the ranch. If you'll just come down to me, I'm going to swing.
We'll just keep going straight for a minute, right?
Yes, sir. Sounds good. We see you.
All right, power's back to 2490. Prop sync can come on.
And prop sync on.
And then now that we're safe, instead of doing 1,400 foot a minute, I'll shallow it to reasonable, like 7. That'll pull the V-bars down, and we'll start really accelerating.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to put you in heading. I'm going to spin you over that way.
Facing the same direction as the King Air and Bonanza.
All right, we'll bug you all the way around.
You'll spin right here next to this other citation. We'll bring you.
And I'll get the air conditioner on for a little bit. When we get all situated, I'll talk about my flow. We didn't really have time to train.
Sir. A lot of power behind this thing.
Yeah. And then I'm going to make an announcement. Beaufort traffic, Baron 3 Delta Delta is departing the pattern to the northwest. And then I'm going to center up your course, direct enter, and then we'll nav it. Right, so now it's navving. And it does it gradual, it doesn't get crazy. It's going to just do a little sweeping turn. You can do your visor wherever you want. Alright, and then I'm going to call Cherry Point real quick. I'll get my transponder set up so I'm ready to type it in.
Gamma Jet 870, contact Washington Center 124.02.
Cherry Point, Baron 683 Delta Delta.
Baron 683 Delta Delta, Cherry Point approach, Cherry Point altimeter 3019.
3019, we're just off of Beaufort looking to pick up the IFR back to Greensboro. 19 all set. Hopefully it goes quick before my...
Baron 3 Delta Delta, squawk 7070.
Delta Delta.
The main thing is I get to talking to him before we get to their class Delta, or I'm above it, right? But we're good now that we've talked to him, right? He's going to give me my clearance. And clouds too, right? But usually I can kick up my clearance in the air almost all the time.
Delta radar contact 3 miles north, Smithfield. Clear to Greensboro, direct climb and maintain 6,000.
Okay, cleared to Greensboro, direct 6,000, 3 Delta Delta. Already got 6 in there. But, you know, it's pretty straightforward here all the time. And then, now that we're safe altitude, we can shallow it to 700. So shallow your nose by changing it down to 500 foot a minute.
Whiskey, advise when you have the weather.
So it'll be 2 clicks, right? Each click is 100 feet.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Roger.
Since we're in vertical speed mode. And that's it. We usually leave it wide open throttle, and then I lean the mixtures to that blue line.
And Cherry Point, good evening. This is
then I'm going to pull it back to 2490.
That's 700 for 5,000.
That puts the computer into a cruise climb configuration instead of a maximum continuous power. So I've already done it. If it trickles back up, it's okay.
Visual. Are most people using 8 today, it looks like, right?
They were using 3.
I'm not sure. 3 Delta Delta, what's everybody using on Moorhead?
We departed 8, but it seems like most of them are using 3.
Seems for 60 kilo, it seems a combination of 8 and 3.
Okay, well, we'll pick when we get a little closer what the traffic's doing. Thanks for 60 kilo.
Yeah, of course.
So good luck with that, buddy. They'll say they're using 8 and they land on 3. All right, I'm going to turn off the camera. We'll start it back up when we get closer. Just somewhere close, right? Doesn't have to be rocket science. I'm going to check in. We got India. Greensboro approach, Baron 683 Delta Delta is 5.6, descending 4,000. We have India.
Baron 683 Delta Delta, Greensboro approach, runway 5 right.
5 right. Any chance we get the ILS?
Affirmative, Baron 3 Delta Delta, expect the ILS, runway 5 right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, so we can expect that. So what are we going to do? We're going to load it, right? So hit procedure, then hit enter to select approach. So it always defaults to what we probably want anyways. Then 5 right, hit enter. We're going to do vectors, hit enter. To set minimums, use the little knob now, Barrow, and then use the outer knob to move over. And we'd set the whatever the number is, 1,100 feet, I think.
November 0 Echo Tango.
We should look it up, but we're the visuals, so we don't care. We're just doing this just to show you. And then it's going to, the only thing this does is they'll call it out to you. They'll say minimums, right? So you don't have to stare at it.
Yes, sir.
And then load, or not load it, or load it. Load it, not activate. So load it, so hit enter. And this is illegal stuff, so yes to that. And that's it. And then I usually uncursor it by pushing the button.
This button or?
No, the cursor, to push it, that gets rid of the flashing.
Okay.
That way you can't accidentally change something, right?
Yes, sir.
That's kind of my little pet peeve. If it's blinking, undo it.
3 Delta Delta, fly heading 285, vector final approach course.
285, 3 Delta. So center your heading bug. And you can push it to center it. Now go into heading mode by hitting heading. It's in heading mode. Now turn it left to 285. You can see the little window, right? That does it smoother. If you center it first so he doesn't go the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? It's a smooth way to operate the autopilot, right? Okay. I always center it first by pushing it, put it in the heading mode, and then turn it. He does a nice smooth job.
Sir. Now what's this cursor out here?
Little green?
Yeah.
The donut, that's our flight path marker. That's where we're going.
Okay.
We're pointed here, but we're going there.
Oh, because of the wind.
Yes, exactly. So now that we're getting vectors now, we can activate vectors to final. So hit procedure again. It's already highlighted. You just have to enter. Oh, it did it. It put it in green needles. It tuned it.
Yes, sir.
G1000, and then I usually uncurse it, but you can hit flight plan and get out of it too. Now hit flight plan to close that window. It's ready. It's done everything except identify, right? It will when we get close enough. We're in that cone of confusion. When we get over here, it's going to put up that ILX or whatever it is.
Expect the RNAV runway 3
or whatever.
Airport, and you said it was a full stop?
I'm not looking at the chart, but I can look at the chart here. It's going to put up LZY.
Thank you.
It'll show it up there. As soon as it's done that, it's identified. We don't have to listen to it. Harmon listens. It actually listens to it. It's not just putting it in there because it's in the database. He's listening for the Morse code. When it comes in, it'll be green.
Affirmative. Standby.
That's kind of a cool feature, right?
Greensboro approach, clear track 361.
It's already 2, right? 111.9?
Yes, sir.
November 7 Bravo Lima.
That was the frequency,
heading,
right?
140.
111.9 and LZY.
This will be a low approach.
So it captured our 4. We'll leave it at 20 just so we can gradually decelerate, right?
Clear track 361, Greensboro approach. Greensboro altimeter 3022, clear direct route.
Because like we're 20 knots fast, right?
3022.
You know what I mean? So, and we don't have much we can pull back. 20 inches for now. We'll take our time, right?
November 7 Bravo Lima. Advise when you have the weather.
Building time anyways, right?
And how's this?
We don't care how much it takes, right?
We have the weather at Asheboro. This will be a low approach, and then we're going to Johnson, 707 Bravo.
November 7 Bravo Lima, roger. After completion of your option at Asheboro Airport, in a controlled airspace.
It almost always aims you towards this CF. That's a course fix. That's just a made-up thing Garmin does. It's course fix. But normally that is where they're aiming you at. And then when you get over here somewhere, he'll say, turn right to 020, maintain 3,000 until established. But anywhere out here, he's going to be aiming you at that. It's good for situation awareness.
So my ILS would come in on, it'll come in on this display or right here?
Right here. But it's right now it's caged, right? Because it's getting the cone of confusion.
Yes, sir.
Greensboro approach, Sirius 585.
It'll make more sense when we get closer. And I'll show you when you hit the approach button. You're still going to, it's going to be, everything's in here, but you don't have to focus on that. You're focusing on your V-bars. You fly your V-bars, it's going to turn you when you need to turn.
Yes, sir.
When the glide slope comes in, he'll go down.
Approach again.
Right, you just follow your V-bars.
Yes, sir.
If you want to hand fly it, that's fine too. Okay, we'll get all our gear and everything at the normal spots. I always do it at the same spot.
Sure.
Greensboro approach.
That'd be good to ILS just because it's hard to see. I can see the airport out there now, though.
500.
You kind of see it out there, right?
5 Echo Juliet.
I believe I have it,
Greensboro altimeter 3023. Maintain VFR at 4,000.
You get you coming in on 2-3 when the sun's going down. It's like, I don't see squat. Until I'm on short final. Like, oh, there it is.
November 7 Bravo Lima. Descend and maintain 3,000.
It's them blue line guys. Bravo Lima from Johnson County. Blue line.
Yeah. Blue line aviation. Are you eating over there at their,
I have not. I've flown for those guys. They had an M2.
Okay.
They traded up to a CJ4. They seem like a nice guys, and it's a nice operation.
Yeah.
I have not eaten there, though. One of these days, I need to. It looks like a nice restaurant.
It's nice. You got a good view of the runway and everything.
You need to go on a windy day, right?
72 Alpha Greensboro departure, radar contact, VFR.
PDK, when you go to PDK, that little restaurant overlooks the airport. There's a lot of training going on there. And on a windy day, it's like, oh, this is entertaining. These little Cherokees fighting it like, whoa.
November 7 Lima Papa, contact Atlanta Center 125.
They fly. They're not scared. Those bicycles, they push their guys to fly.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I've got tower in standby. We still haven't identified yet, but that's okay. We got plenty of time. And then we'll get a glide slope on this little tape.
Yes, sir.
And it'll say localizer glide slope in white when it's just in the standby. It's armed, it's not captured. When it turns green, it means it's captured.
As the UITEL have information, Romeo.
He's kind of aiming us at that course fix, right?
Yeah.
He needs to give us a little more left, I think. But
Alright, I had a few people checking in at the same time. Crypto 707, Greensboro departure, radar contact.
Hopefully he didn't forget. He's just setting us up for a visual.
Yeah.
They got to get you past the center line for 3-2 before they can clear you for a visual, right? You got to get past.
Information Romeo current at Winston Airport. The traffic ahead of you is level at 6,000. Just maintain 7,500 for now.
That we're lower. I'm just going to, since your power's back, I really don't have the numbers. We should be about 1 gallon more
Cessna
fuel flow. So I'm going to go to 13.
I am the person that you're supposed to let know that you have Romeo Greensboro.
Follow me?
3022.
Yes, sir.
Just kind of guessing.
3022, and I'd like the RNAV 33. Doesn't matter which fix.
Twin Cessna 370, roger. Expect the RNAV runway 33 Winston Airport. Call will terminate.
We're getting a little chilly. And if we want our lights, we probably don't need them, but with panel lights, all those glow down at the bottom.
The RNAV 33
they glow.
and
You turn them on, those go dimmer.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
November 370, you could expect bocce. And
It's got
how
good
will this
lighting.
approach terminate?
Yeah.
Will it be a full stop?
It's nice.
Okay, expect bocce and yes sir, full stop, 370.
And then I don't touch the prop. We've got it 25. I'm not going to shove it forward.
Crypto 7.
Just like I didn't in the stationary, right?
128.8, good day.
We got enough power for the go around. We can climb out at 25.
Greensboro approach us to 514
There's a tree. If you want to shove it forward, go for it. But
November 51410, Greensboro approach, Greensboro altimeter 3022.
still needs to give us some left.
Altimeter 3022, 740.
Cirrus 1, Delta Bravo, contact Roanoke approach 118.15, good day.
Now let's pull it back to 18 inches now.
November 7, Bravo Lima, turn left heading 050. You're 7 miles from the final approach fix, cleared RNAV runway 3 approach, Ashburn Airport.
Maybe 7.
Turn left heading 050, cleared.
Just kind of guessing, looking at it. Yeah. Any chance lower for a 3 Delta Delta?
November 3, Delta Delta, descend and maintain 3000.
3,000, 3 Delta Delta. So it's the outer knob here.
253, fly
One click is 3, and then hit vertical speed, and then down 5 clicks. And now I pull it back like 16 inches.
Greensboro approach, Cirrus 585 Echo Juliet, I'd like to begin our descent down to Davis.
Sometimes you don't want to delay, because then we'll be accelerating because we're going downhill.
Sir.
Okay, November 5 Echo Juliet.
You can pull it back a little more, and I'll show you where the horn is. It's not a setting, it's in the throttle. All right, so pull it back some more, just till you hear the horn.
Not a factor, VFR descent approved, 5 Echo Juliet.
It all depends, you know, it's in the throttle, so there's the horn, and leave it for a second, you'll see the gear up, and then you get past it. It's a little micro switch in the throttle.
Okay.
It's supposed to be around 15 inches, but it all depends on the weather of the day, right? We're looking good. We're a little fast, but we're going to level off at 3 right there, so we got time, right?
Descend and maintain.
Sir.
1.
Identified.
12000.
We got reverse sensing right now, though, right?
Sir.
It's okay. And we don't have a glide slope yet, but we will. It went away. We're kind of in that cone, right? The identifier went away for a second. Unless they're turning it off on this. Like in the movie Airplane where the guy unplugs it and like, oh, just kidding. Plug it back in.
Clear track 253, turn left heading 2.
I know, you probably never saw that movie.
I've been meaning to.
Oh, you gotta watch that airplane. The airplane movie is funny.
November 7, Bravo Lima, traffic short final for runway 3, altitude indicates 1,200. Change to advisory frequency approved. I'll talk to you on the
We're expected to arrive.
Change advisory.
That was 31 minutes ago.
November 370, clear direct bocce.
Direct bocce 370.
He's gonna have us tight in.
November 5 Delta Sierra, you guys.
But you're in heading mode.
From that
So another trick is to keep him from blowing us through. When he says turn right to whatever, be turning. Even though he's still talking. As soon as he says right to 020, you're bugged 020 right away.
And when he says that, I just turn heading. I don't have to hit heading.
No, you're already in heading mode, right?
In 2 Tango Foxtrot, descend and maintain 7,000.
In other words, because if you wait for him to say it and then you read it back, we've already blown through it.
Sir.
Now we're looking good. We still don't have the glide slope yet, but because the glide slope is a narrower beam, right?
Yeah.
We won't get it till we're really facing inward and. He's gonna do a hard. If it was actual IFR, he would do better than this. This is all sharp.
Yeah.
Hey, there's the airport over there.
Pretty much where you should do a teardrop, right?
Yeah, or something. All right, pull the power back a little bit more, maybe
Baron
16.
3 Delta Delta, 3 miles from Pagan. Turn right heading 020, maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared ILS, runway 5 right approach.
Okay, 020, 3,000 till established, cleared ILS 5 right. 3 Delta Delta. 020, keep cranking.
There's 020.
Right. We've been cleared for the approach, so hit approach.
And approach.
Right, so localizer's already captured, right?
Sir.
He was behind. Glide slope is armed.
Charlie, Greensboro,
Our speed is good. So mixture's coming rich now.
Greensboro altimeter 3023.
Sure, Rich.
So it's gonna follow it on around. There's the runway on synthetic vision.
Sir.
You're welcome.
Now that it's got it,
November 7 2 Alpha,
I usually bug for the mist, the runway. So we're ready for the mist. And remember, when it comes in, when it goes green, gear down, lights on, 1 notch of flaps. It's my flow.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So coming in, gear down, lights on, flaps.
And it's not, we don't have to hurry because we're actually a little slower than 150. So you can probably bump it up to 17. Once we get established, probably 16 is going to be good. 15, we'll see. We're just watching for that to go green. Or in a jet, it's 1 dot. But right in there, it's going to do it soon. If we do it early in this one, we'll get slower than we wanted.
November 2 Tango 5.
There it goes. So gear comes in, pull it out and down. Lights come on. 1 notch of flaps.
November 3 Delta Delta, contact tower 119.1. Good day.
19-1, 3 Delta Delta, good day. And then pull it back like 16 inches.
And yaw damp off?
No, we're going to get that with the button when we're short final.
Okay. Down to 16.
Or 15 or 16. We're shooting for 122, right?
Sir.
So he got behind it a little bit, so he's not gonna slow down much because we're catching up to it. Now that he's caught it, he's gonna shallow it back out. Eventually, we're gonna get about 600 foot a minute. He'll slow to 122. We'll be good. Get out of the way if you want. Greensboro Tower, Baron 683 Delta Delta, ILS 5 right.
Baron 683 Delta Delta, Greensboro Tower, runway 5 right, clear to land.
Clear to land 5 right, 683 Delta Delta. Clear to land would be normally I get the lights on, but we already did it, right?
Yes, sir.
So we're just looking for 122.
3 green.
Ease it back a little more if it's not getting there fast enough. Maybe 15. And we'll get the prop sync off too.
Alright.
You can go ahead and turn that off if you want.
Prop sync off. 25.
If we were in the clouds, I would not get full flaps until I broke out. If I'm doing 120 all the way in, we break out, I get flaps. It slows the blue line. We're good. And that just comes with flying a lot. You get really used to that.
And we're coming up on 120.
Our speed is good. We can get full flaps, right? Speed checks, full flaps. They're moving. And you can watch, they'll move pretty fast. That's in transit. Boom, they're indicated. So we got 3 green, no red. Lights are on. Mixture's rich. Flaps are full. So everything is done except for autopilot and yaw damp as far as our pre-landing check.
Sir.
If you let it slow all the way to closer to blue line, he's trimming. He's gradually trimming. Or you can hit the red button and hand fly.
Okay.
You may need loads up trim when you kick it off. He may be holding it with servos. No, not really, right? So it's okay. But as we get closer and slower, give us a little air too. It's getting a little stuffy. We're good. I'm okay with being a little above blue line. 110, 100, in that range is good enough. As we get closer, your power is good. So you really, if it ain't broke, don't change anything, right?
Yes, sir.
And then when we cross the fence, just gradually pull it back and either trim or pull. Either you'll hold it physically, don't let the nose drop by looking out the window.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Wishy-washy is because the yaw damp's off, right? If we had the yaw damp on, it wouldn't be doing that. We're just looking out the window now, right? We're looking good.
Yes, sir.
We got slightly low, but that's all right. If we were right on it, we would be landing at the 1,000-foot markers anyways, right? We don't care about that. So speed is perfect, right? I wouldn't start thinking about pulling the power. There's the minimum call out. There's 200 feet. So that's where we normally get full flaps and continue. And just don't let the nose pop up when you get flaps.
Yes, sir.
So right in here, you can start easing the power back. And just start gradually easing it until it's all the way off. But don't let the nose raise. Oh, he turned the light off for you. Power all the way off. Don't let the nose drop. Power all the way off. Is it all the way off? It just kind of holds a little flare. Oh, baby, nice. And then I'll get the flaps up. You can start easing on the brakes. We'll roll past this one. We can go to kilo 2. All right. And then watch when the airspeed tape stops, we'll start thinking about bumping up, but we're okay. Right? Oh, and you was holding it with muscle. Because I would have trimmed like crazy. And then just veer off, right? And right there, that was your warning, letting you know that oil pressure, so you bump them up just a smidgen to 1,000. That's close enough. We'll hang a left. A little less on the right. It's hard to look and watch out the window at the same time. I'll switch to ground.
Jet 389, Greensboro ground, runway 5 right, taxi via Kilo Alpha, cross runway 14.
Alright, taxi at runway 5 right,
stop if he doesn't call me. We'll get the lights off.
That's at 389.
Ground Baron 683 Delta Delta's off Kilo 2. We're going to signature.
Baron 683 Delta Delta, Greensboro ground, taxi signature via Kilo.
Signature via Kilo 3 Delta Delta. Alright. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe.